something. Shh. We shouldn't be talking about this.
Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to episode 14. Yay! So, kiddos and kiddettes,
So we are children.
we are going to be talking about what's on everyone's mind, what has affected many, many lives, what is all over the news. Trump
You're being so dramatic right now.
and his executive orders. And it's been 2 weeks in office.
No, not even
A week and
a half.
Anyhow,
yeah.
so many, many, many more weeks to go to our misfortune. But I think to kick off, obviously, what's on everyone's mind and what's affecting some people as they have to reroute their grocery shopping, possibly from Target to other locations, as DEI programs have gotten pulled back. Let's dive in.
Let's dive in.
Let's get us started, Jazz.
Okay, so first off, I would just like to say it is a bit inconvenient for me because I really, really, really love Target. But I've had to avoid it. And I mean, I obviously will manage, because they're canceled now.
For you, sure.
And
Sure,
I just want to let Target know you really let me down. I had such high hopes and expectations for you, and I thought we were going to be partners for life, but some loves just have to die young. So,
have you really been avoiding Target?
I actually have. I haven't gone to Target at all. I mean, granted, it hasn't even been a week that this has happened.
I know, I was going to say.
But yes, I have been avoiding Target, just like every single one of you kiddos out there and kiddettes should be doing. Why? Because they pulled back their DEI. And for those of you,
as are a lot of other companies going to,
may not be lingoistic, whatever, DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay? So, they're not the only company, though, that has gone forth and done such actions.
Okay, wait, before you move on. Just because a company does that means all of a sudden you're not going to go there, but you go to lots of places that don't support things you believe in or support things you don't believe in.
That is a very good point. As of this moment in time, DEI is on the forefront of our battle lines and needs to be fought because, honestly, it's just silly. It's just silly.
So what are you going to do?
I am going
It's already been put in place.
Give my money there. And then, but the thing is, it's an option. At corporate level, it's an option to roll back DEI. Like, yes, there's federal pressure to do it, but like Costco hasn't done it. Thank goodness. They can still shop at Costco.
But do you really think that's going to make them change their DEI? First thing, what do you think the majority of customers are at Target? What is the demographic?
I mean, I feel like it depends on where you shop and like what state or city you're talking about. If we're being honest,
I think Sojourn got it. But
my other thing though is that like even Walmart rolled back their DEI.
Okay, and who shops at Walmart? People who can't afford to shop other places, Jasmine. That's their only option, bro. They're not gonna stop going to Walmart.
I guess there's Aldi, right?
It's not the
Aldi.
same. Aldi is just like food,
Yeah.
whereas like
There's also
Target and
just the
Walmart
fact
are all the
that
other things too.
you go so far up in the corporation, and the people that are up there who are making those decisions are.
Yeah, it's also that.
And I think we already knew that Walmart is trash because they threatened to shut down like some of their stores because people were stealing, right? But the amount that
Oh yeah.
like was being stolen was like more like less than what the like CEO makes in a day.
Oh right.
And this was like in a year or something, like in like a much larger period of time.
Yeah.
And so people are just like they're selfish, which is the issue with like all CEOs.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people may have something to say about that, but as far as I'm concerned, if you are making an amount of money at which you don't need to make another day's worth of money to live the rest of your life, why are you keeping all that money? As far as I'm concerned, you are not a good CEO until you recognize that I don't need all this money to live the rest of my life. I could make the lives of the people who work for me a lot easier because they do so much for me by giving them more money.
Yeah. I'd agree.
People are greedy though.
They are, and I will say it and say it again. If the CEO cannot manage to live off of their lowest paid employee's wage, then that lowest paid employee is not getting paid enough. Like, if you can't, like, go the bare minimum, like, I mean, these people who are making that much can't even get by, like.
This is why we should live in a socialist society. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yes.
But
I'm being mostly serious, but
I know.
won't
It's
ever
not
happen.
happening here in America where Trump wants to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America to show how great America is. Like, that doesn't show how
I
great
think you
America
pronounced
is.
it wrong. It's the Gulf
America.
of America.
That's true.
Okay, but going back to DEI, right? I have a great appreciation for DEI training that is taken seriously. However, these companies that we want to complain about that roll back their DEI programs are the ones that are saying, hey, watch this video on DEI.
Oh, like, yeah.
And
like there's
that's
not much
required
effort
training.
being put.
There's nothing there. And the issue starts before that because by the time you're in the workforce, you're at least 14. At least 14.
Mm-hmm.
For the most
at
part.
The bare minimum.
Yeah, at the bare minimum.
Usually older than that, but
usually 16, maybe 18. Maybe, who knows, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It starts before all that. Diversity, equity, and inclusion starts from the minute you're born.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to have issues with companies. And it's like, I understand. It's like, it's the one little thing that like you could have been doing that doesn't really hurt you, that could possibly benefit somebody out there maybe, but like who's actually taking it seriously?
Yeah. I mean, then again, like, that's each individual's own response to, like, take it seriously or not take it seriously. But I think the reason people get so harsh on, like, schoolings and companies is because, like, these are mandated enforcements that people can't skirt by, that, like, they would just, like, in normal life. Like, you can't just, like, switch the channel if you don't agree with something. Like, you're forced to hear this kind of thing in order to, one, keep your job or pass this class or what have you, because, like, this is, like, a regulated setting that everyone is forced to hear the same thing.
But it also it's not just like the training aspect. It also includes like putting pressure on companies to have a certain percentage of female workers, a certain percentage of minority workers. And so this is where the argument comes in primarily is okay, if we're required to have 15% minority workers, a company is just going to hire minority people to fit that quota if they're not qualified or whatever, or meet the requirements for the job. And that's where the argument primarily comes in is, well, we shouldn't have that because we should be hiring based off of qualifications and not based off of skin color or gender. And I can see their side of it. The problem is that happening actually?
No.
Because if I really don't think that would be happening because companies wouldn't be running the way they need to be running if that was happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. And I also think a part of it stems just from the fact that, like, a lot of these companies that do need this, like, standard to have a certain percentage of female workers, have a certain percentage of minority workers, stems from the fact that, like, most of those jobs are taken by white people because, like, the systemic system, like, brings into account that, like, they're able to afford all this furthering education that most other minorities can't, and they're able to have all these like advancements and like stuff like that and connections within like the workforces and things to bump up their resumes to make it seem better than if you saw this one other resume that was like they got like bare minimum grades and had to work a full-time job or something like that. But little do you know, this person had to help support their family and their younger siblings and take care of them after school, whereas maybe this other person had a family nanny, so they didn't have to worry about that, and they could like go into extracurriculars and become like the president of like the student council and like be on like varsity sports and stuff like that. And it's just like that's where like the inequality comes in, that I feel like DEI helps bring minorities up in a way that gives them an opportunity that life in America just has not afforded them because of systemic racism.
I think it can only help so much for that specific example you just gave.
Yes.
Like, does it say, okay, we should give chances for all people? Yeah. But, I mean, at the same time, it's easy to hire someone and then just not have them do anything or treat them like trash and keep them doing grunt work all the time and stuff like that. Not be valued for their position, which is what everyone wants, right? I feel like you could work in pretty much any job if you were truly valued for what you were doing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like my other thing though is like with DEI programs and stuff like that, at least like in my experience, when there's something of a racial concern or some sort, and if you reach out to HR, they loop in DEI. Because it's like, oh, like they'll have more to say on this and they'll help direct us in a way. But now if you're going to repeal that from like all these companies, well, HR, if we're being honest, there's not much diversity and there won't be a requirement for much diversity. So now when a person of color comes with a problem, it could just be written off because there's no, almost like a checks and balances kind of deal.
Yeah, I do have a problem with like one thing you said, and that is that DEI stuff is always put on the shoulders of primarily Black people, but always minorities. It's always minorities who have to be the ones who are like, okay, I'll take the initiative to start this program. I'll take the initiative to train people, but it's no one else is really being involved, and that just puts more weight and pressure and stress on our shoulders that we've already experienced. as people of minority.
Mhm.
I would probably say, though, that's because there's more of a drive and a motivation within people of color to do things for other people of color or minorities. Because when you don't experience the systemic racism or the injustice that occurs in America, you don't have that fire beneath you that says, I need to do something about this. If you can't see it, you can't change it. And the only people who can truly see it and believe it and feel it are the people of minority.
Mhm.
They're the only people who
Yeah.
can genuinely change something.
Right.
And I
that-
completely agree. And I'm not saying it's an issue that they're primarily involved, but it's always when a company wants to start a DAI program, they immediately go to the black person who's on the team or whatever.
Would you prefer
And
they go to the white person?
Why is it one person is my thing. Why is it
That's
all
a different
it
story,
should be
but like,
because to start the program, it should be that's the whole point is inclusivity, right? And
Mhm.
diversity. To push it onto one like set of people could
Yeah.
to me so counterintuitive. It should be a balanced group of people.
Yeah. I agree.
Now, I'm not
in that
saying
way,
it should
then.
be white people at the front teaching about what it's like to be a person of color or something like that, or how they should better work on their like microaggressions and stuff like that. But everyone should be involved, I feel like. Otherwise, you're just putting a lot of work on. Again, and these programs aren't even usually paid positions, usually. So it's like you're just taking on more work as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like just like though without DEI, there's less of an incentive for companies, in my opinion, to move in the right direction of more inclusion and diversity in the workforce. And it's almost like we're rolling back. And honestly, it's honestly like he's trying to go towards his little Republican 2025 plan that
Not his plan.
yeah. He didn't read it.
I'm
either.
just saying.
I know, but
No,
like
no,
you
he's
know,
not involved with the plan at all.
yes, but in that plan, it pretty much stipulates that like America will only be safe for cis white men, right? And the rollback of DEI, that's a step towards that. The disclusion of transgender and like all this kind of like just like saying like it's male female stuff like that, like from the military, and then just like saying that the government won't support anything for anyone under 19 who wants to go through like any transformation or whatever. Like that's a step towards that kind of stuff. And then like I don't
You
know, I
want
just
the government to support underage people transitioning?
no, not necessarily, but like I think people have a choice to be able to say like I want to identify by these pronouns, and he's
That's not
technically saying like,
transitioning, though.
I mean, in a sense, it's a step towards transitioning.
Okay.
I don't know, and I feel like also included in that would just be like counseling with it, which I feel like is a requirement. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know.
Should be.
Anyhow,
It's
it
not.
could be.
It should be. It's not.
But yeah, it definitely should be.
Absolutely, it's not.
Anyone going through any kind of transition, getting on any kind of meds, counseling. But
Any big operations, counseling. These are all good things.
yeah, same with people who just want to get elective, any surgery.
Yeah. No, seriously. When you're changing your body that much, I mean, think about you go from one day where you're like looking one way, and then the next day you're going to be completely different. I feel like that would just be that mess with your mind somehow.
It would. Yeah, totally.
I don't know, but they don't do it. They don't do it for boob jobs and stuff. So I'm just saying.
No, they don't. I mean, granted, like a boob job, depending on what kind of boob job, can like be reversed. You know?
Yeah, No, I know. That's the big difference. Is those can
Whereas,
be
like,
reversed,
when
whereas
you're
gender.
cutting off your boobs or something like that. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
reversed. Yeah. But anyhow, in addition to going towards this 2025 plan, like his whole like act or whatever to literally push out illegal immigrants, and rather than keeping them in detention centers here in America, moving them to a new facility in like Guantanamo Bay or like literally anywhere else to kick out millions of people. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's just a driving factor.
He's just stupid.
Yes, mind you, he is using military grade jets and planes for these deportations, mass deportations, which cost the flight itself costs anywhere from $250,000 to $750,000 taxpayer dollars. Like
Yeah.
so.
Bro,
All you racist white people who want to push these people out, just know that's your money.
my money.
Not
I'm just letting them know they're paying
Yeah.
for these first class flights.
I'm paying the rich people aren't paying as much. I feel like I'm paying more. They're just skating by on taxes.
not to say that mass deportation is like a good thing anyway.
No,
like,
no, it's
No.
not.
not
Not at
saying
all.
that
But if
my
I'm being
money matters
honest,
more than this. But
if
it's
I'm
like,
being
Well,
honest,
to them, their money does matter more because
yes, that's
for all they
true.
care, those people could not exist in the like,
well, actually, for all they care, those people work for them
true.
and are
Literally
the ones
true.
who are putting the money in their pockets
That's so
Yep.
and are
true.
allowing them to keep the amount of money they have.
Also, can we add, doing the minimum work for way less than minimum pay, under the table pay, and then also putting money back into the economy?
Mm-hmm. But no,
Yep.
they don't want that.
Anyhow,
They see
based on
someone
how
of
everything's
different color.
going,
That's it.
I might want to be deported. Maybe not how they're being deported, but I think I want to deport myself.
I was gonna
Immigrate
say, hold on.
somewhere else. No.
The problem with that is like there's just nowhere. There's no optimal place to be. I
No.
feel like.
No, I just need to
You're on an
find
island.
a job that I can work from anywhere and then just travel. A job that pays really well and I can travel and work. That's what I need.
Okay.
And I can literally go anywhere but America.
Maybe not North Korea.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously not North Korea. It's not like they just let people in like that.
You may
so-
not want to go to actually a few places.
Guys.
Yeah.
China
I
may not be the same.
can travel
Some places in
anywhere.
Africa,
Doesn't mean
or
I'm
Anywhere in
going
the
to
Middle East.
travel
Middle
everywhere.
East is a little.
Okay.
Yeah, especially like Israel.
I'm glad this is what we got from that. Thank you.
Sorry. We just
No
want to
problem.
make sure that you're aware.
I am aware. And you know, Google is a thing.
Maybe
I don't
not
know if
Russia.
you've heard about it,
Russia's not the best either.
Yeah, not Russia.
Lord, I looked up a
This
few
is
places, and actually, just a little note: Ghana is on the up and rising for their economy. They have a growing economy out there, so maybe I'll go to Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a
Not
bad
that
joke
it's
when
a
I
bad
was
place
looking
to
that
live,
up.
but you may not want to go to Australia either, just because you don't like bugs.
No,
Yeah.
and
Actually, anywhere in South America either probably is not
Yeah,
a good place
that
for
might
you
be,
either. Then
then I'm just
Um,
gonna go to like
Africa will have bugs
or
too,
humid
Jasmine.
areas.
Iceland or something like
Yeah,
that.
I was like, you need to go more like
Actually,
Europe
I
area.
think the one place that doesn't have mosquitoes that I could thrive is Greenland. Yes, it's cold, but I'm pretty sure it's the only place on Earth that doesn't have mosquito. Well, obviously, then like the poles.
How?
But I don't know. I forgot what it was, but I remember seeing that little
That's
fun
not
fact
fair.
somewhere, and I'm like, wow, that sounds like a paradise.
I'm packing some mosquitoes and going to Greenland because
Don't you dare!
That is not
Don't
fair. That
you
they're the only ones who don't
Dare!
experience mosquitoes.
Don't you dare! Oh my gosh. I would let them throw you in jail for life if you did that. And I wouldn't blink an eye.
That's
That's
crazy.
Make you be the mosquito catcher until they're all gone.
No, it's quite the opposite of what would be
Like you brought
happening.
them, you take them back.
I want them to multiply.
No.
I'm just kidding. Not
Anyways,
I know.
back
Anyways.
to the whole
Yeah.
DEI,
We need to get back on
thing.
back on track.
Um,
Stay on track.
you know,
What were we talking about?
it's a difficult thing, because on one hand, you want to blame companies for rolling back DEI. On the other hand, it shouldn't be on the government to mandate DEI programs
That's
being
true.
put in place. On
That's
another hand, you don't want to be a DEI hire. And so it's like all these things that get put into a pot and they don't mix. They don't mix. They just stay separated. And it's like we kind of just like float between the levels and we're not like doing anything about it to like homogenize it. You feel?
I feel you, but I think you forget America is the great melting pot, so everything melts and
But it's
combines and
not.
mixes.
No, it's not. The heat's
No,
not
but
turned on then.
Oh, really? I don't know if it's ever been turned on.
Because that was like the whole thing with affirmative action, and that got and the whole reason that got overturned was because they're like, you want no discrimination, then we will give you no discrimination, which is valid because you want to push for being equal to one another. The only issue is that equity hasn't happened for equality to be equal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But I feel like affirmative action only did so, like, if you genuinely want to be unbiased, especially like for colleges and stuff, you shouldn't have to. I mean, yeah, you have to put your name somewhere, I guess, technically, but that shouldn't be brought to like when. Who are the people who look through applications? Those people, you know who I'm talking about.
First
Like-
a robot and then a person, probably.
Yeah. It should be like super unbiased, objective information. Your grades.
You want to know what? It should be like an anonymous name kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, or
like
just a
sometimes
number.
with those games or
Yeah,
just,
just a number.
that sounds a little,
But like then people, the thing is, people read into names. That sounds
Yeah.
white. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
and then that's a problem. as
Numbers
well.
don't have colors.
Because there's subconscious, but well, for some people they do.
Some
I was gonna say, wait.
don't know what that's called, but yeah, some people they do.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know
like
what
how
it's
some words have
What is
like
that called?
feelings or whatever.
Words
Yeah.
have colors as
Or
well.
words have colors
Or
too.
like
yeah.
people can like,
You're like
or you can like see
Colors.
music.
Yeah.
see, that's what it is. That
Yeah,
one's
I
weird.
don't know. It is weird.
That's so weird. Kind of cool, but weird.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the.
Yeah.
So we give
you
people
know.
numbers or
Yeah.
symbols or whatever you want to
Triangle, square,
do. Or
circle.
now.
we all have a social security
Decagon.
number for a reason. Could use that.
You don't want people
I don't
stealing
want
that,
people
my
stealing-
guy.
Yeah, my identity.
You to
You have to
college.
give it to them anyway. I know.
I was gonna
Oh,
say you
for
have
college.
to give it anyway. Yeah.
But this is
Okay.
Yeah,
like
jobs.
applications.
There are some
You
places
do have
you.
to give it to jobs though too. But that's
you
once you
have to
get
give it for
hired.
jobs.
But that's once you're hired, not like before you're hired. Like you have all of my information, but don't pay me.
Okay, valid. All right.
The point is there's many ways that discrimination can happen.
Exactly. I mean, even like when you write a personal essay, you can read into that. What were those
Yeah.
experiences did that person have? You can tell probably if someone grew up in a wealthy family or in a not wealthy family. Like you can still like nitpick at things, and your mind is trained. Like we're trained to pick up on those little. Like even if you do it subconsciously, like you pick up on those little things.
Well, yeah,
And you
you're
immediately
literally
make
taught.
Judgments about those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, you're literally taught like in AP Lit and stuff like that to
Imagine.
assume gender,
True.
race, class, everything like
Yeah.
that through the way in which someone writes.
Right.
Like, you're literally being taught, like, subconscious bias in
Yeah.
school.
In school.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen those like memes or videos or whatever? Like you're like doing picking up symbolism in someone's, like, I don't know, I think it was like Emily Bronte or whatever was the example, and it was like she wrote something so like symbolic, and it's like, oh, this is what it must mean. Like how we always assume white means pure or something. And then it like is like the author just likes the color white or something. Like it's just like,
Yes,
like we don't.
oh my gosh, yeah, I saw one of those one time where it was like William Shakespeare, somebody, whatever, like back in like older times, right? Saying like, and they had spaghetti for dinner that night. And then it's like English teachers nowadays, what does the spaghetti mean?
Right. Yes.
And it's like,
exactly
nothing.
that.
Nothing. They just had
Exactly that.
spaghetti.
Like their life was a tangled web, like spaghetti is when it forms
Yes.
on the plate. When you
And the red sauce is for the murders that it's like, no, it's just
that are to come and the murders that have been,
just
the blood that plagues their life, and the meatballs are the bodies that have piled up.
But that's exactly like what it is, isn't it?
I mean,
Like,
I
I
would
would-
honestly say like that's the same way people read into situations, right? Like, so
Yeah. Oh, all the
look
time.
like that, and I'm like, oh my god, she must hate me. What did I do? Oh my gosh, it was totally from this, and like, it's just like that kind of stuff, and it's
Exactly.
And it's like sometimes I just make a face. It's okay, guys.
yes,
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, applications, you only get a snapshot of that person's life. Like, it's similar to, like, when you are overhearing a conversation and you decide to join in the middle of it, and
Yeah.
they start looking at you like, bro, what are you talking about? You're in the wrong context, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like you can't get the full person from that.
Yeah, honestly, it's like telling someone to submit one episode of their life from a 18 season series.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Randomly
no,
plucked from
but
the middle.
What's sad about that though is that people have learned that the sadder the story is, the more empathy that's given to them. And so then that's all that's written. It's like people
But that's because it's people
show-
who are reading these applications. And you're trying to appeal to them, and how are you going to say no, you can't come to this school? This person who's lost their mother, and a year after that their father, and then like, I don't know, lost a leg, and then like had to support their two younger siblings while working full time. It's like
Oh,
that.
I feel for that person.
I know, see, you
Go
feel
on.
for them. You want to let them into your school. It's like, how do I say no?
Not
to this
necessarily,
person?
but I feel for that person.
But yeah, and so now people just say, oh, it's fine. I'll be able to get into college if I write about my abusive upbringing or my alcoholic parents and their divorce and this and that and how it affected me and
Right.
and whatever and whatnot. And then people say, oh my gosh, this is such a good essay. It's written so well, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you just say that because it's sad.
Right. And honestly, it almost like
People
takes
thrive off of
away
other
from the
people's trauma.
actual experiences that these people had, and almost makes it thrive for people to like experience traumatic events to be able to be like, now I can get into college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is horrible.
But it's not even just like, bro, Jasmine, you remember in school we had to write our senior
Yes.
essay?
Yes.
And literally, I remember I struggled so hard for that because I was like,
We didn't have anyone with
everyone's
cancer in our
essay-
family.
yeah, everyone's essay was, oh, this person had cancer and died. This person
Yep.
got really sick and died. And
Died.
it changed
That's
my
it.
whole life, and now I follow God. And I'm just like, I got nothing. I got literally nothing.
Which makes it sound horrible, because now you're like, why hasn't anything bad happened to me? But then when you really look back, it's like, yeah, there are bad things that have happened to me. Maybe not unto that extent that it's happened to other people, but like, why are we trying to compare everyone's trauma?
Yeah. Exactly.
Why are
No,
we trying to
literally
rate it
exactly.
on a scale of you get into college or you don't? Like, how traumatic was your life? Like, that's like we should be avoiding that.
Absurd. It's actually absurd if you think
It
about it.
shouldn't it be more like, wow, they've had so much trauma. Do we think they can handle the pressures of college at this moment?
Oh no!
Like, should we offer them counseling prior to starting classes? Kind of deal. But I mean, like, granted, I do see the aspect that appeals with it. Like, the thought that, like, wow, they went through all this trauma or all this hardship and they were still able to, like, keep A's and B's and, like, stay on this, like, sports team or do whatever and, like, still apply here. Like, they were still able to, like, hop over these obstacles. I don't even want to call them obstacles, but challenges. They were able to get through these challenges in life. But
So
I don't know.
you disagree with something?
Because it's like them maybe staying on that sports team, keeping those A's and B's, maybe getting the extra free tutoring that school has, could just be them having an escapism so that they don't have to be in their home life.
Yeah,
And so
deal
that's
with
why
that.
they strive to do so well in those other areas so that they don't have to be where the trauma is.
That's true.
And it's like, and for some students, being in those extracurricular activities and stuff is what feeds them.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's like everybody's situation is just so different that having an application that's exactly the same for every single person and grading them based off of what they're able to give you is just crazy.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, personally, I don't know how well it would work, but I feel that college should be set up just like high school, right? You should have universities like within the state that are set up to just transition kids from high school to college within the state. Now, granted, if you're looking to go out of state, then yeah, maybe you should submit an application or something. But I don't submit an application for high school.
No,
And
right?
then-
You have to go to.
Like, you have to go, or your
Yes.
parents get a call. So and so didn't
Yeah.
show up today. Where they at? You want to go
Then
to
do you
jail?
think college should be required?
I do think college. That's the other thing though, is like some people don't want to go to college, but it's for me. I feel like the whole school system already should just be set up differently, high school specifically, because none of it teaches any life applicable anything. Like you don't learn how to take care of yourself or anything like that. We've talked about that, and it just teaches you like to be book smart. So I don't know if it should be required, but I definitely feel like it shouldn't cost you money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't know if this is very applicable, but like in anime, they always make them have like you'll in school animes, you'll see them like go through the process of like meeting with their teacher and like they're filling out a career form in what they're going to do after high school. And if they don't have a plan, then they work with that student to make a plan. And it's like, I think that is what's necessary. And it's like, college doesn't have to be required, but you do need to know what you want to do.
Yeah. Or at
I
least
agree.
have a plan of how you can figure out what you want
you
to
wanna
do.
do.
And sometimes that is college.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is getting exposure to different subjects and classes that you can't get in high school and finding
Right.
out.
Then it's back to the whole why waste your money then, which is why that's
I don't think it's a waste of money. I think there's plenty of very creative classes that can fit into different categories within different majors and can be applicable to you graduating. It's not just you doing random classes that aren't going to apply to you graduating at some point.
Yeah. Okay, but I also think you need to understand that, like, okay, yes, we went to private school, Tegan, like for high school, but the majority of public schools, you have what statistic? It's like what 1 to 5% of the students graduating are pregnant or have a child by the time they graduate and have a family to support.
I don't know that statistic.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a statistic.
I could believe it, but I didn't
I
know
could
that
believe
was
it,
the
too.
statistic.
Yeah, but so like you have to think about that. So then, yes, to them, college would be a waste of money. This is hundreds of dollars that I need for diapers, I need for food for myself and my child, and then if I need to get it now, I need to get a job to pay for all of this. And while I'm at my job, my kid has to go somewhere.
That's my issue, though, is there needs to be more programs to support people to be able to go to college.
This is the issue, though. This is a broken system.
It is.
No,
It's
this
very
is the
matter
issue.
what
Is
point
We need to
you want.
demolish everything and start over.
I think we should just take out money and the world would be happy.
It would.
No, really? Do you? But here's my thing: is then how many people are going to work?
Well, someone
know.
has to work
You
in
get so
order
bored.
for people to live.
Some people wouldn't get bored though.
No.
Okay, but here's
But
my
okay,
thing
here's
then.
the
Okay,
thing. What
okay,
would they do?
So you don't need money then necessarily, but like you can still make it like a requirement. Like if you want, like
So socialism.
maybe
I was gonna say socialist society.
That's where you're going.
It's
You
just like
basically have to
mandated, like everyone
contribute
has to
to
work 40
society to
hours
in
receive,
order to
yeah.
right?
receive, yeah.
Which I completely agree with.
Honestly, if I'm being
Because-
completely honest, I would be okay with getting an assigned job,
I
working like
wouldn't.
25 to 30 hours a week,
No,
not having to pay for anything.
I need
Nope,
to pick my
nope,
job.
you lost
I
me.
need to be interested.
You
in
lost
doing
me
what I'm
now.
doing.
Yeah, I'm
Otherwise,
like,
you're
hold
gonna
on
be
a second.
like
You
stuck
lost
on
me.
poop collection or something
But
like
here's
that.
my
and you're gonna be
thing.
upset.
Yeah, exactly. Here's my thing: is like, if society was in a way that I don't know, you either like you worked and you got paid a certain amount, or you worked and you just thus got. I feel like you have to get some sort of balance type of thing.
Mhm.
Then that would force people essentially to go into jobs that they actually desire doing. You're not going to get a whole bunch of competition of people trying to be doctors or lawyers just because it pays a whole bunch. Rather, you're going to get people who are actually, because then everything's equal. It doesn't matter what job you do because you're going to get what you need. You're going to get housing. You're going to be able to feed yourself and your kids, pets, blah, 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 right? I feel like then it would make it more even and there wouldn't be like, you know what I mean? Like the people who are just doing a job to get money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It would even out all the fields a little bit more.
I definitely think it would. And I also feel like, just in general, rather than our little utopia of a world we have going on, counseling, one, high school counselors, useless. College counselors, useless. They don't actually do anything, if I'm being completely honest.
Mhm.
And because of that, one, schools need to invest in more counselors or better training for counselors, because these are people who are supposed to help you decide your life path.
It doesn't pay enough. That's the problem.
And that
Doesn't pay enough
that's the
for
school's problem.
licensed counselors and like actual therapists and psychiatrists to take the
Then
jobs.
someone, and I'm
So
going to
you-
regret saying this, someone needs to come up with an AI algorithm to be the counselor. That's free. Okay. It's
You
like
got
I can
problems?
put my whole
Take it to AI.
life into this thing, and my AI is gonna be like, "Wow, you're so personable. This is what you should do."
You honestly probably could do that right now. I know there's this trend where people are like typing into AI like bullet points of what their ideal day and life would look like, and then AI types out like a whole story of like from when you wake up to go to bed, like what it would look like, and like it's just like people are like, oh my gosh, it makes me want to cry.
That's funny.
So you probably could. You could probably be like,
Something like
yo, ChatGPT. This is the issue that I'm struggling with right now. Give me some advice. And honestly, you'd probably get some pretty good advice. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a big fan of ChatGPT. I'm not gonna lie. Either.
I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT to work for me and just start like putting funds
Why
in
you
my
have to
account.
You can put
'Cause-
what into your account?
Funds
Funds.
into my account.
Funds.
because I don't want to be on the wrong side of the AI apocalypse. That's why I have to ask. Pleases and thank yous.
Oh my. We can really hope that will never, ever, ever happen.
In
At
our
least while
lifetime.
we're alive.
Yes.
Because that one's going to be scary.
That would be very scary. I feel like that. I don't know. What would be scarier, an AI apocalypse or a zombie apocalypse?
AI.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Zombies are
'Cause they
dead in
can,
the
like-
brain. AI is
yeah.
intelligence.
AI is
Yes,
intelligent.
that's true.
And, like, it could, like, snake through all the networks into literally any electronic device.
Yeah,
That's
we've
true.
You know when a
made
zombie's
AI
gonna
part of our entire
communication and-
life. We've
yeah.
disconnected from humans.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It would be so much harder.
That's true. You
Yeah.
set up camp and you turn on a light and they find you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're easy to kill. I don't know how you kill AI.
Yeah.
You can't. It's a web. It's a system. You would have to
Exactly.
have all the power.
I'm gonna take my chances
Good point.
with zombie
Zombies.
hunting rather than AI.
Because eventually
zombie.
there is an end to the zombies.
Exactly.
That's
there
It'll
can
true.
only
take a
be
long,
so
long
many.
time. but
That's
there
true.
will
And
be
then
an
if
end.
all the people died out in an AI apocalypse, they could still thrive and like run their work.
AI? Yeah. AI would take over the world.
Do you think they?
I
would
don't know
save
what
the
its purpose
animals?
would be anymore.
No, but maybe they'd go conquer another planet.
There's no conquering needed. Go to the other
Just
planet.
go to the planet.
But like make it habitable for like other life
But
forms.
For
it's
AI?
I don't know, maybe they just want to like expand their realm.
Maybe.
Maybe they'll become so attached to dogs because dogs are a man's best friend
But they're not man.
and AI's best friend. That, or maybe they'll just miss humans so much and regret killing them all off that they're like, we need to protect man's best friend, which is the dog.
Yeah. Oh,
And so
and
when
they'll
they
pull
want to
Walt Disney out of the
And
freezer.
when they want to expand their territory onto other planets, they'll figure out how to make it habitable for these dogs. And dogs can then go to space
Mm-hmm.
and be galactic
Wow.
travelers.
Is this
Of
the
the
only
universe.
way that AI killing off all of
You should write a book.
humankind is-
Really.
I should read a book.
that's gonna give very much like Wall-E vibes.
Vibes
Write a book for kids.
for kids.
Yeah, for kids. Please, for kids.
When AI kills the humans.
Oh, no. AI brings dogs to space.
Yeah, just that.
Okay.
Just that. Just that one, Jasmine. Not
not
we don't
trying
need the
to
first part of that.
Encourage kids that grow up to be adults to like cherish AI.
You want them to cherish AI?
She doesn't.
I don't.
Do not.
No.
So you don't want to make it a kid's book.
No, I
Apparently
want to
not.
make it a warning book.
Make
be
it
a
an
series.
adult picture book. There you go.
Yeah, then
Adult
people would actually read it.
Short story picture book. Essentially, a
Like,
children's
when you
book
give a
for an
mouse a
adult.
cookie, but you bring AI to space, like you bring dogs
Yeah.
to space.
Yeah. Or like the 10-part TikTok things. Do people
Do you
watch
know how old you're gonna feel when you have kids and they get older and you have to be like, yeah, I lived before AI existed. I remember when AI became
Was a thing.
popular. And they're gonna look
I
at you and be like,
those? Yeah.
"You're
I mean,
old."
you could just say that now with kids now. Like I
No,
remember
but it's
when
a different vibe
have,
when it's your
like
children
touchscreen
or your
phones,
family
like
member.
you had to push buttons, actual buttons, and you couldn't
Yeah.
play games or play music from your phone, and you got
Bully
to like
doesn't remember this.
yeah, and
I remember
ringtone.
when Blackberries became
Having a
big
different
thing.
ringtone was so hip.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Blackberries
hip
were the
probably
first
isn't even a
smartphone.
word. Yeah, they were.
Hip is a word, Jazron.
But a word kids say. I feel like that's like a
I don't know. That's
is
solely.
hip a word that you guys say. Like that's so hip.
I honestly don't even feel like that was something we
No.
said as kids, Jazron.
Yeah, I guess not.
showing your grandma status a little too much right now.
Hey.
I was like, yeah, I don't think I ever said hip as a kid. Not in a meaningful way. Maybe like as a joking way.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
But like I still remember like using mom and dad's Walkman. And I remember having a
Yeah.
conversation with someone at work. They didn't even know what a Walkman was.
Oh yeah, people don't know what that is anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. Sully, do you know what Walkman is?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I also
Sully's the
know
one
that you
educated
called
him.
the little white dude that pops up when you're supposed to walk across the street.
Oh, I call him a Walkman. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a Walkman. Because he tells you when to walk, and it's a man. Walkman.
that is true.
You,
Yup.
That is true.
there's no gender to it, but yeah.
There's
Oh, no. It's a man.
just because it's not wearing a skirt. Do all
No.
women have to wear skirts, Tegan?
No, you can just tell it's a man. You can just tell.
Because he's
It's the
directing
same.
traffic.
It's the same way people say their cars are girls and stuff like that. Like you can just like it's just a vibe.
I don't know what my car is.
I don't. My car is
Maybe-
genderless.
Telling you when he can and can't, when you can and can't do something. And so it's like only a man would do that,
Man would
you
do
know?
that.
Exactly.
That's true.
Big
That's
red
true.
hand.
Man tan.
Man.
Man. Like he's
Man.
mansplaining to you when you can and can't walk.
Exactly.
He
Literally.
thinks you're
Does
so
that
dumb
mean I
you
can
can't
say
see the
traffic
cars.
lights are also men?
Ooh. Yeah, they give men energy. Absolutely. And traffic cones.
Yeah.
Slow down. I'm YOLO.
And jaundice? Go get some
Traffic cones? Or-
No, she's talking about the traffic lights.
Oh. It's like, what traffic cones are you seeing?
Yeah.
Yup.
Orange one.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like there's some place that like the yellow is like a countdown and not just a yellow light.
Yes.
So it actually
yes.
lets you know when it's going to turn red.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know, so you actually know compared to like we're just like guesstimating.
Guessing.
Do I have 1 second? Do I have 3 seconds?
But that's
Do I have
like
5
there's
seconds?
there's some places like that where each light is a countdown. So the red light's a countdown, the green light's a countdown. So you know when it's going to turn red.
I
You
want
know
that.
when the red's going to turn green.
I want
And like
that
it
so bad.
reduces drivers' impatience. Because it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
They
I
know
only
how
have
long they're waiting.
42 more seconds that I have to wait here.
That would make me so.
Like, because
Less
it's
impatient.
honestly right now, it's like if you were to put your food in the microwave and it just started.
I thought you said foot. She did say food.
Food.
Her foot?
Food.
Food.
But I was mad.
I did
confused. I was like, wait a second.
Saw your face. I'm like, she heard it too. Let me clarify.
Food.
I
Imagine
was like,
you put
oh.
food in the microwave
Okay,
and
food.
it just started on its own and you didn't know how long it was going to be for. You'd get impatient. You'd get mad.
Exactly.
But
But since you
timer-
do know how much time is on there, you become the most productive person ever.
You
during
do.
that time.
Like, how much stuff
It's
can I, like,
insane.
do before the time runs out and then stop it before it hits 0?
Exactly.
Especially at night. You can't make a sound.
Will you, if you live? Okay, yeah.
If you live alone, I guess you could.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
if you
say
live
like it
alone.
doesn't really matter if you live alone,
That's true.
but
I wouldn't know.
fair.
I have
Huh?
2 dogs, 2 rabbits,
I'm
not alone. and the voices in my head. They keep me company.
Oh. Very happy for you.
Hey, so are we. Guys, we up my meds
Talking about the
today.
microwave, can we talk about the underappreciation for microwave cakes?
Who
Like, when you need a
underappreciates
late night
microwave
snack,
cakes?
I don't know. I just feel like it's not common enough.
Mm,
Like, it should be more
Oh,
normalized.
I get what you mean. I get
No,
what you mean.
literally. You know what I want? When I like actually have a job and I'm living
That
in like
pays.
That pays.
Yeah,
Yes.
that pays. When I get money for doing what I do, then I want to make like a mug cake mix, so I can just scoop and add.
Okay.
My-
I thought the mug was this big.
Yeah, me too. And I was like, how's that fitting in the microwave?
Clarification.
Oh,
I
no,
was
no, no.
waiting. I was
A
waiting.
ginormous thing of mix, so that whenever
No,
I'm
but
just
like,
in like
at that
honestly,
point, you might as well
why
toss it in the
don't they? They have hot cocoa mix. They got cake mix. Make me mug cake
Exactly.
mix. Hey, yo,
Exactly.
someone out there who's listening, listen up. Make
Yes.
mug cake mix. Give us the profits.
That's true.
Exactly.
They even have, like,
it was our idea.
Quiche things where like you buy the little container of everything. All you have to do is like add an egg and like.
Yeah, they do.
Woo! I'm hurt. Actually, you're right, Soljan. Mug cakes are underappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
They are. But you know what, guys? That is honestly the best part about being an adult.
Those pancake mixes. They be selling them in bulk. I want that for my mug cake.
Cute. No, but like the other day, I like woke up that morning and I got to work and I'm like, you know what sounds really good? Pancakes. Pancakes with butter, syrup, some fresh fruit.
Chips.
I'm like, chocolate chips. I'm like, sounds so good. Literally the entire day, my mind just kept going back to the pancakes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going home and I'm making pancakes for dinner. And that's what I did.
Making bacon
I had pancakes for dinner. A little breakfast for dinner situation. And I had leftover pancakes, so I had breakfast pancakes too.
Nice.
And it was so good. Also, I don't know why I always like would put butter on the pan, because don't do that. If you don't do that, your pancakes turn out perfect every single time. If you put butter on the pan first, the butter will burn, which will make your pancakes burn. Don't put anything on the pan. Just throw your batter in, and my pancakes turned out like picture perfect. Like, I was surprised I can make such picture perfect pancakes.
Please use a non-stick pan if you're
Yeah, I
attempting
was
this
gonna
at home.
say,
Yes.
if you were not, you do need some butter or some spray or something. Like,
But yes, it burns. Butter doesn't have the highest melting, like, smoking point.
yeah.
So-
Otherwise, you just put your
Lower the temperature. Mhm.
judgment. I mean, you gotta wait for your pancakes a little longer, but
You do.
Mhm.
I know. So satisfying
can
watching
cook
them
them
go.
But also, like, why never growing up, we never put butter on our pancakes?
yeah, I don't know. You know, a lot of people do that, and
Like, it was
I'm
always
not the
like a
biggest
thing that
fan of
happened in
butter in general.
cartoons.
Yeah,
It's true.
no, people do Suljan. It's just
No,
our
I know.
family who. Oh,
But
okay.
like watching, like when we would have pancakes, we never had it. It was just in my mind something that just only
Yeah, it's
happened
just
in movies
syrup.
and
Oh,
cartoons.
yeah.
And then like
I know. I think it's so weird when people
And we'd
do
be
it
like
now.
peanut butter. We'd have peanut butter.
yeah, we would.
It's so good.
It is
I
so
don't think
good.
people
Try
have
it out
tried
if you've
it.
never
You
done
need
it.
to try it because it's actually, bro. You put some peanut butter, some bananas, put your syrup on there,
Mm-hmm.
some
It
chocolate
busts.
chips.
You can put Nutella on your pancakes.
You
You
can.
can put jam on your pancakes
Put
if you
whatever
want.
you want on
You
your
can
pancakes.
do literally whatever you want. Be creative.
Yeah.
Flavor.
Like, have you
Remember,
ever had a
flavor is the
crepe?
goal.
A crepe is just a really thin pancake. So think about your pancake like that. You can even make pancake tacos.
You're right. Oh, I've seen those.
Bro, with
That
me?
sounds so good. Yes, and eggs. You don't like eggs, but
No, but I do. To a certain degree.
okay.
I had some eggs the other day with some cream cheese, spinach, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and salsa on top.
That sounds good.
That hit. That hit.
That sounds good. That sounds,
Jasmine's stuck.
she is real stuck. I thought she's just sitting. Oh, now she's gone.
Imagine getting stuck like that. Imagine
no.
if that happened in real life. Like, you just lag for a second.
True. That would be so weird, wouldn't it? If you're just talking to someone and all of a sudden they're just like, and then continue talking. It's like that would just be so weird. Bro. I do feel feel like my brain does that sometimes, where I'm talking and I'm just
Legs?
like, yeah.
It's so true.
It really is. Man,
But it would be funny. I want that
it
to
would
happen
be
in real
funny.
life now.
You do want it to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll try
You
to
know
do
how
it.
people always have like the videos of birds like glitching out?
No.
You've never seen it? Let me see if I can find one.
Bird? Oh, because they want to say pigeons or whatever are just like government, which I could see. I could see.
And people are like,
Interesting.
the
I'm such
birds
a big, like, conspiracy theorist, and I don't know how much I agree.
like they're just not moving.
Oh, okay. Actually, I've seen a video of that.
Like things like that.
Yeah. Maybe they must be drones then. Like, otherwise, how would that work?
Exactly. The birds are part of the bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie.
You've never heard that?
I have heard it, but
Oh,
I actually
okay,
don't know
thought
what
I
it
was going
is.
crazy. Uh-oh.
What is it actually?
I don't know. What is the bourgeoisie? Let's
I
ask
don't even know how you
Google.
spell bourgeoisie.
What is the bourgeoisie?
What?
It is spelled Bourgeoisie. A social class of wealthy people who own the means of production and control the economy.
Interesting. For all the listeners right now who have never looked up this word, please, first thing, it's one word. Second thing, please go look it up because that is not how I imagine that word being spelled.
Who said the birds are part of the bourgeoisie?
It looks like Borgioisi. It's such a weird word. Okay. Hopefully Joshua joins sometime soon.
The birds work for the bourgeoisie means the birds are like spies for the boss or employer.
And in this case, the boss or employer is the government. The elitist, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Interesting.
Very interesting. What a concept it is, you know?
Bourgeoisie?
The birds working for the government. But yeah, sure. That too.
Oh. I mean, if there weren't videos like that, I would be like, I don't know. But when there's videos like a bird literally nothing could
Yeah,
stay in the air
how-
like that
like
without.
that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it has to, like,
Otherwise,
yeah.
maybe we
Like,
can glitch out in real life.
Ooh.
No,
Are you trying?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta move so fast that you just glitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would never happen. I don't move that fast. Oh yeah,
I feel like we lost Jasmine, like for real, for real.
I know.
She just like died.
Just feeling some dead air right now. Talk about random things. Oh, there she is. She is
She's
back.
alive.
She has returned.
Welcome back.
You're partially missed.
Oh, only partially though, apparently.
Just kidding. You were missed.
Dagger, meat, heart.
Now, I can't speak for the audience, so that's on
We're
them.
talking about the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, the bourgeoisie. Have you ever looked up that word, Jezrin?
No.
It's
You should look
spelled
it up.
B-O-U-R.
Because
B-O-U-R.
B-O-U-R-G-E-O-I-S-I-E. Bourgeoisie.
Is that how
That
you
should be
imagine the word
pronounced
being spelled?
Bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie. I don't like how you just said that.
Interesting.
Something about that feels. Ugh.
It's bourgeoisie.
Is that how you imagined it being spelled?
A little. What does it mean? I mean, like, why were we talking about it?
Because the birds are part of the bourgeoisie.
Wait, who is a part of the bourgeoisie?
The birds.
Birds.
Who's the birds?
No, literally just birds.
Like birds.
The animals
Oh, what?
in the sky that
Haven't
flap
you
their
ever
wings
seen
and
like
lay
videos
eggs.
of like birds being like stopped? Like they're not moving,
Like they're not functioning, basically.
but they're still in the same spot.
You've heard the conspiracy theory that pigeons are drones that are spies for the government.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe I
like
didn't
basically
look
that.
this up right. What's your definition of? Oh, you know what? It auto-corrected for me. Spell it one more time.
Bourgie.
Eoisie.
IE. Mhm.
Yes.
That's bourgeoisie.
That's not the birds have nothing to do with the definition of bourgeoisie.
Should be
She was saying there's a statement called
bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie. That's what it should be called.
Okay, I
Bourgeoisie.
can hear her.
Sam? Okay.
It's okay.
Bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie.
I don't like how you pronounce that.
Bourgeoisie.
Oh, she's frozen again.
She
Yeah,
is.
really.
I was gonna say we
bourgeoisie.
might want to end this episode before we lose her.
Nope, that didn't work. That's a great face to freeze on.
Okay.
Yeah, we should end it before we lose her again.
Wait, let me do low res.
Oh.
Oh, there you are.
There she is.
She's
We thought
alive.
you were one of the
Resolution.
birds too.
The bird. You were the birds.
We
It
thought
was
you were
the
the birds.
Let's go to standard. Let's see if that works.
Whoa, you went backward.
Apparently, low resolution means like close up.
Zoom in. Zoom.
Interesting.
Zoom.
Yeah, I don't know.
We should watch that movie again sometime.
What?
Zoom?
Alien in the Attic or something like that?
That's a
Oh.
good movie.
That's
So
what
you
that's
zoom?
from.
Oh.
Because they're like zooming in on Earth or something.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're like zoom. Zoom. Yeah.
Movie.
It is a good movie.
It
Go
is a
watch
good
it, guys, if you haven't seen it. There's some popular actors now that were in it when they were
Mm-hmm.
little tweetwats.
Yeah.
Eat what? Some reason that feels like we shouldn't call people that, but
Well, it's too late.
I thought you're not supposed to say the last part of that.
Oh.
What's that one movie with Emma Stone?
Uh,
It's basically kind of like the Scarlet Letter, but
Oh,
modern
Easy
day.
A.
Easy A.
Easy A.
Yeah, isn't that the word she spells with P's on her plate that she wasn't? supposed to use?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
it is.
TWAT. I actually don't even know what it means. I just know it from that movie.
Yes.
So Sean looks so confused.
I guess I was still spelling it with an O in my brain.
Oh. Okay, then it's okay. It's twote.
See,
Quote.
this is when we need closed captionings in
Yes.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it would be nice if we had that in real life.
It would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, you know.
Yeah.
Deaf people would not be so hindered
What?
Correct.
if there's closed captioning.
What?
I'm sure there's glasses that would allow for that. Actually, there are. I know for a fact there is, actually. Because
But like, they're super expensive.
I don't know how much they cost.
Because
Everything's super expensive, Jezrin. Can you go
true.
to anywhere and there's a dollar menu anymore? No. Everything's
Can't even go to the
expensive.
Dollar Tree.
Exactly. Five Below is not even Five Below. It's
Oh.
between 5 and 15 now. It's not even Five Below.
I feel like it wasn't even Five Below when it was Five Below. I feel like there were still like $10 items in there.
I think there was a few, but there weren't as many as there are now.
Sure.
And there were actually items below $5. And now I feel like there's not a single thing in that store that's below $5. Yeah.
You know the economy's going to crap when they have to add more like $1 and below, 5 and below stores so people can like shop and get things, but then those stores can't even stay cheap. Rip my bank account. Rip my life.
And on that note, we wish you a great rest of your weekend.
Oh,
we'll
sorry.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Thanks for tuning in. See you all next week.
Peace out.